feel free to leave it in the comments section below. And let's get started. I am so excited. Hi, Anthony.
Hey, how are you? I put pants on for this.
Me too. I'm actually wearing pants. I promise.
I
How
actually
are
have watched
you?
shorts on. I'm great. I'm in the middle of an interesting long day with I have a mastermind that I run, and so we're masterminding. So this is our lunchtime. So I'm on lunch hanging with you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
I'm absolutely so honored. And okay, so you're from the Bay Area too, right?
Two, where are
I'm
you from?
I'm from Lafayette.
Oh, I'm Walnut Creek. I'm from Antioch, unfortunately, but I live in Walnut Creek now.
No way. So you live in Walnut
Yeah.
Creek right now?
I'm in Walnut Creek. I'm in the city of Walnut Creek at this very moment in time. 94598.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I am such a fan of your work, and
Thank you.
Anthony, I would just love to know, how did you go from, football to being a transformational life coach? And just like take me a little bit on your journey of just kind of how you got to where you are now.
Yeah, of course. It's I don't know if there's like a clear cut path to it. I couldn't like duplicate this for somebody to be totally honest. You know,
Yeah.
I grew up in foster care. I was given away as a kid, and so I went through a lot of ups and downs. And then football became
Oh,
this thing that was an anchor point. I brought up an all white family, so a lot of diversity and identity issues. There's a lot of odd stuff as a child growing up, and so football was this thing where I got good at it. I sucked at first, got better, which is the nature for most people in something. We're not good at something. Like I'm sure your interview skills at one point weren't amazing, but they got great,
yeah.
right? Just how the world works. And then I got to this point where post NFL, because I got, college is Oregon, playing the NFL with the Bucks, Redskins, and Steelers, tear my shoulder. I come home, I open this gym, and it's a microcosm of the world. Like you get to experience all the stuff I missed while playing football in the
Right.
working world. So people, taking advantage of you, losing money, losing clients, getting clients, figuring business out. And then I got to the point of realizing that a lot of crappy things happen in life. Like I was married, three
Yeah.
kids, lost my marriage, got out of shape, football sucked, business sucked. Like a lot of it went bad.
Yeah.
And then I got to this point of like my life fell apart. My adoptive mom passed away from MS, and just like life sucked, and I had to fix it. The simplest way to say it is like I had to upgrade this guy. Like, and the work I do is an identity now. So
Yeah.
it's essentially like upgraded computer. Like I had to upgrade the identity of this guy. So when I upgraded it, my life started getting better. So 3 years
Yeah.
divorce, got my marriage back together, got in better shape, businesses run smooth. I'm a present father. So I got into this work not because I think was this thing like I'm made for this. I think it was this thing where like I realized that a lot of my life was a benefit to other people when they heard it, and I was like, man, if
Mm,
I'm accidentally helping people's lives with this stuff, what if I did it on purpose? And so I pivoted and started like, all right, doing it on purpose and saying, here's my story. But
yeah.
here's the thing, it's my experience, but it's somebody's story. And so when it's somebody's story, like they need to hear it. So I tell it. But then two, I was like, how do I teach from this? How do I make it an actual lesson someone can learn and apply to their life from what they
Right.
heard in mine? Because let's be honest, you can watch a video nowadays, you can watch a speech, you can catch a really cool movie and get inspired, right? But I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I do something with that? So I've created curriculum and structure and processes and systems that allow people to change their life through my experiences and my research. So that's why I got into this world. Now I just talk a lot and share stuff and talk to cool people like yourself. And it's a cool world. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy what I'm blessed to do.
It is. And it's like, honestly, the speaker, wellness, entrepreneur, author world, it's such a fun community of people. And it's fun when our paths cross. And, I just feel like lucky that I had the chance and honor to talk and meet with people like yourself who it's like, we all have our own journey of how we got to where we are. And we
Yeah.
all have been through ups and downs and just things that we never saw coming or we
Hmm.
never would have wished on anyone else. But, and especially with the current times right now, I think it's really powerful to just remember, just like these moments, like with quarantine, it's like it's just all about our attitude, and
Yeah,
how we're
can be.
choosing to just view it as either this is going to make me or it's going to break me. And, I can choose, like, kind of refocus and what can I focus on?
Yeah. A lot of it comes out. The thing is, we're in a moment where some people are going to cling to the old world, which is it's common. I get it.
Yes.
We're addicted to the struggles we know. And there's a fear of it. There's that saying is the evil you know is better than the evil you don't. And so
Mhm.
our world is getting to a point where there's a lot of nuances that nobody expected. And so everybody's clinging to this over here. But if you
Yeah.
think about any time that you did something great in life, it's because you finally let go of that thing and like you attach to something that's newer. So there is an aspect of this world that everything, it kind of sucks. There's some difficulties right now that we're not expected.
Yes.
But for me, I'm like, all right, so that is there. And the longer I hold on to this, the longer I get to stay in that weird, funky place. But if I open up to embrace something new, it gives me an ability to actually to experience something new. And the new stuff is what's good. All the great things in life are typically new. So like I'm gonna go find those. And so I leave the place I'm at. It is scary at times, and I
Wow.
create something new. So the one thing I will tell people is like you get to essentially create your life by the action. So even if this is all going on around you, some people have it worse than others. I get that. Some people's life is in way different disarray than others, but at the same time, it's an action that ends suffering. There's got to be an action that we do that
Yeah.
changes the way we perceive or see or create or do something that gets a different outcome that makes us go, oh, the world's okay. I'm not horrible. I actually am capable. But most people will
Yeah.
spend like 9 hours sitting here just, oh, I suck, as opposed to an hour doing something.
That's like, I love that. And I like, for me, I'm all about like, one, letting go of what I can't control, just kind of making like accepting, like, because to me, there's nothing worse in life than just sitting in a room and just twiddling your thumbs and you're like, oh gosh. And then I guess, and then, your mind kind of goes down the spiral of, well, I
Mm-hmm.
get, it's like you literally have to make a choice every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I am choosing joy. I am choosing happiness. I
Mm-hmm.
am choosing like whatever it is. It's just a choice. You have to
Yeah.
decide for yourself in the morning before the negative thoughts start coming in, or before the never ending to-do list, or
Mm-hmm.
before the oh gosh, and then this business call, before other people's opinions, before anything. It's like you have to make that choice yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I choose to give myself the gift of feeling happy no matter what else happens today.
Yeah. And then you have to actually stay with that when the moments arise. I tell people that you have to master moments in life. Mastering moments moves mountains, I'd say. Because there's a lot of mountains
I
in
love
life that pop up on us. And there's going to be these things you did. These things that arise in life, thank you so much, that force us to have to figure out, thank you, how do we navigate the next stages? And the problem
yes.
is we didn't make the earlier decision. We have nothing to hold the decision towards or for. And so typically, it's like we make that choice, but you have to make that choice. And then in the moment that comes later, choose it again. I
Mm.
got it. And then that's the hard moment when somebody did like, how could you just, like my wife, you just late, you did this stuff and like you didn't get the kids ready. It's like she would have to be like, all right, I said I was going to choose joy. Let me choose joy again right now. And then I go to work and someone's
Yes.
yelling at me. Okay, okay, hold on. I said I choose joy today. Let me choose joy again. And it's a
You got,
consistent
yeah.
process.
Yes. There's so many good comments coming in right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I totally agree. It's honestly, to me, it's just like I imagine it as I'm walking a dog on a leash, and like I have to remember I'm the owner, the dog is the dog, and I'm the one in control. And it's
Yeah.
like, am I going to let the dog take over? Like, meaning, am I going to let my thoughts start spiraling
Mm-hmm.
because, I ran into someone that looks like, someone, and my mind's like, oh gosh, that person, that memory. It's like, nope, actually, nope, today we're going to pull it back. Today, like, you have to tell your mind what to do. Like, you are the
Yeah.
owner, you're in control.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't, if you don't control your mind, somebody else will. Like, I'm a sayings guy, but if you don't drive your own car, you're going to give the keys to somebody else to drive you crazy. And so,
Yes.
so if I give you my keys, then it's all bad. But yeah, it's interesting. And the mind is the thing that most people. Here's the crazy part. In the work I do in identity, there's this aspect to us we don't even realize is running. And so when we were kids, we were programmed with certain beliefs and thoughts and actions, which became our identity by
Mhm.
like 16, because it's like 16ish years old. So by that time, you have already have inset beliefs and thoughts and actions about money, relationship, health, love. These things that are like part of our core, and we live our life just running these programs all day long in
Right.
relation to the world. And we don't even realize we're doing it, just like it's natural. And so what happens is people don't realize that that habit, that identity is running your life, but they're not running it. It's kind of like letting this machine run around your life all day. You're like, well, you're not in control of it. So the work I do is I go back and I'm like, let's go ahead and choose how to intentionally program that identity. Because it's not some woo-woo spiritual thing. It's
Right.
literally like, it could be concrete. Like I started, like, what are my actions, reactions, and habits I choose? So I can have, what are the big actions I'm going to go after? What are the
Mm,
reactions I'm going to choose to have? So something goes wrong, what's my reaction? And what
right.
habits must I put in place that suck to build? And so these are the things I'm thinking of. That really is the core of like how my identity comes to be. And so I'm doing these things and I'm running it now. Now, when I see something happen and like somebody's like, we're in this world we do now, at this crazy, let's say the racially charged world. And I've had many black moments. And I've had a lot of people yell racial slurs at me in my hometown. I'm like, this is crazy. Now, in the moment, I could have a different reaction, but I know the identity I want. So therefore, my reaction is to do complete opposite of what they think. Say what they say to me and be like,
Wow.
hey, I'm sorry you're in a bad mood, man. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to embrace your crazy. So I walk away.
Right.
Complete different reaction, which twists up. Here's the thing. If somebody comes to you and tries to give you a present and you don't take it, they have to walk off with it. So if somebody tries to give me a present of anger and I don't take it, guess who has to walk off with the anger?
Ooh.
Right? So it's a reaction thing, but this now becomes my identity and how I operate, and how I program. So this is like where I'm teaching people.
Wow.
It's like you get to choose the identity you have, and once you do, it becomes normalcy. And all of a sudden, you're now in control of what's controlling your life.
Man, I mean, that is so powerful. And that's honestly something every day. Because my mind, naturally wants to race and overthink and overanalyze. And so
Yeah.
it's been years of me, my mind going this way, and then years of me being like, nope, Megan, we're going to go this way now because this is actually going to help you more. And like, sometimes it's like 10 times a day, I have to like notice, wait, starting to feel funky, starting to feel weird or anxious. Okay. Let me go like the trail of breadcrumbs. Let me go
Yeah.
backwards.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? What triggered me? What set me off? Was it a negative thought that made my mind start to just freak out even more?
Mm-hmm.
Was it talking to someone or seeing something, or just doing that constantly to me helps me come back to the present moment like really fully, and I'm like, oh no, everything's fine, I'm not dying, it's just this happened, and then I'm like, okay, I can move on.
Yeah. That's how it actually has to be. I mean, it's no different than riding a bike. If you think about like riding a bike, like you have to learn something. It comes in your processing. It's in your prefrontal cortex. There's process. There's
Yes.
energy. It's
Yeah.
stressful. I got to ride the bike and don't fall over, right? After a
Yeah.
while, it drops back to your hippocampus. Your hippocampus kind of knows, and then now you can like ride your bike and talk on the phone and chew gum and like point at people. You can do stuff at the same time. What you're talking about is the beginning process of that. Because yes, the beginning, I have to keep telling myself, are you supposed to do that? What was that? Why am I thinking? Why am I feeling? And after a while, that
Mm-hmm.
process of thinking, it becomes second nature. And now you just don't even like that thing doesn't even phase you anymore. You don't have to go through the
Right.
thinking process. It's just like, you're crazy. Go away. And you move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And then the life, and that's how like you see people are like, how are they so happy all the time? How are they so productive all the time? Because the thing that you're stressing over, you're still keeping up here. And you're not doing them
Yes.
enough to move it back. And it's either here because you're doing it, or you're procrastinating and you have it. Like that's how success becomes second nature, and you get that Midas touch. Because there are some people who, I don't know what it is, they're always successful. Why is Megan always successful? It's not because she has different books. Well, she may have different experiences, but it's the way she operates with what she knows, and then it becomes second nature. And now the things that
Right.
overwhelm you, they're her typical Tuesday morning or Thursday afternoon.
Yes. No, that's so true. And honestly, for me, like people ask me all the time, like, how do you, like, you always seem so happy and stuff. And I'm like, I do have a secret and I do have a formula. And honestly, it's this thing that I created where, like, it's just, I constantly, I'm just letting go of other people's opinions and
Yeah.
energy and anything that just feels like it's going to make me feel funky or weird or throw off my day.
Yeah.
I've gotten in the routine. I just do it quickly. I kind of visualize just like, this bubble around me, this bubble of happiness, and anything that feels just, and also, you know, like I've realized, you know, if someone calls me something or they're like, you're this or you're that, or it's like, I realized if I don't think that that is true of myself and that's not, you know, something I like really resonate with, I'm like, that's what that's what you think of me, but that's probably what you think of yourself. Like I just have learned, you know, to let things go so quickly, and I have my eyes on the prize, and it's just gotten so much easier just letting go.
And really, at the end of the day, I have never known an incredibly joyous, happy, and such, you know, happy, abundant person that will go out of their way to try and make anybody feel bad.
Right.
I don't know anybody. I mean, I've never met a truly happy person who's just rude. They're just truly happy, right? So I realized this. When people are like poking at me, I'm like, man, you're having a bad day. And I'm not going to have a bad day because you're having a bad day. You get to keep that, man. So it's like I have more of a pity and a grace and a patience with those people, because I realize like the only reason you're saying what you're saying is there's something dark in you.
Right.
Because you can only give out what you have inside. So if you have dark, that's what you can give out. If you have light, that's what you give out. So those people, man, I'm not naive. Sometimes people say things, I'm like, that's logical, but I don't take it as an attack on my person, because most of the time it's a release from them. Just they got to release this out into the world, and it happens. I'm the guy that they felt like throwing it at, and I'm gonna go ahead and build a cathedral out of these bricks you throw at me.
Yeah, you know, it's honestly, it's just so true. It's like I really realize, you know, in the morning I like to, you know, fill up my cup, and I love people like Tony Robbins when they talk about getting into prime state. Like I do that all the time, you know, like as a motivational speaker, you know, it's giving a lot of energy. So I've really gotten in the habit of every single time, you know, a business meeting is done or I just met up with people, I notice that I know I'm extremely empathic and I can feel other people's energy. And so I just, you know, get rid of it every single time. And it doesn't have to mean, you know, oh, that person was so toxic. But to me, every single person on this planet has their own energy to them. You know, it's just like people have a birthmark or a freckle. It's just that unique signature thing. So to me, it's like I just constantly have to be, you know, like clearing my energy field and just letting go of stuff that feels heavy or stuff that is going to affect the rest of my day or anything that just doesn't really like resonate with me. And I'm like, it's a really powerful thing.
Don't even embrace it. You don't have to put down what you never picked up. I don't even bring it on. I don't have to let go of it anymore because I don't even bring it on anymore. It makes it so easy.
That's a whole other level.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I listen to it. Like, I'm the kind of person, I love the thought of, like, you can entertain an idea without accepting it. So I'll seriously take ideas and I'll entertain it. And I'll be like, no, I move on.
Yeah.
And so I don't onboard a lot. I'm not in a bubble either. Like, I'm constantly in the world and I do speeches, I talk, but I'm like, I'm not going to spend time even bringing this on because then I have to get rid of it. So it's like, I'm not going to bring it on. If it doesn't gel, it's not in line. Like, all right, I'm not going to take it into my heart and soul. Even attacks on my person or who I am or what I've done. And I get them. I get them in comments and lives like this all the time. And it's funny. I'm like, man, that person, I hope your day goes better. Like maybe you need to go like take a nap. I don't know, but that's a lot. You got a lot coming out of you right now. Yeah. I'm not taking that in.
Okay, I want to be on that level because I feel like I take it in, but then I have to dispose of it. Like I want to get to the point where I'm not even taking it on as my own.
You have to. And there's levels you go through to get there. But think about this. I always look at the people that are like the heroes that I want to aspire to be, right?
Yeah.
Or who are doing things I want to do. If you think about it, if they were to take on half the stuff that I see them getting thrown at them, if they took it on, they wouldn't be who they are. I mean, it's the TV stars of the world, the actors, it could be the politicians. There's so much. And so I'm like, you know what? I realize that if I want to be at that level, the problem is this is what happens. Most people will see that and inherently they'll be like, I don't want to deal with that. So now I'll either demonize that profession or I'll steer clear of it, which means I'll never reach my goal. Because I'm looking at this thing that I'm not looking at the aspiration, look at the problem along the way. And so what I realize is in order to get there, I got to stretch. The person that I am right now, my maximum needs to at some point in the following years be my minimum. So my max output needs to be the minimum output. So whatever is stressing me out right now, my goal is how do I make this easy?
Yeah.
Like I did a live stream, I done a live a little video today on Instagram, because today I had a coaching call in the morning from 8 to 9. Then I'm like 9 to like whatever 12, and then wow, my phone. Anyways, my watch color changed. Then I go, we're here. It changed colors like yellow. Then I go, we're on from 12 to 1. I'm back on from 1 to 4.
Right.
And from 1 to 4, I'm rolling, and it's like 1 to 5 actually, 1 to 5. And like I know it's my long day. I was like, oh, that's a lot. Last night I was taxed. I was working on stuff, but then I woke up this morning like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I realized that the person that I want to be, this is an easy day. If my hero was to follow me around for a day, what would they say? Like, would they say, oh, man, hard day? Or would they say, like, hey, you want to be at my level? You got to do all that and then some. So my thought is like, I started the day like, all right, I'm going to be tired, but I got up earlier than typical, and I got a workout in. Like, I did a hard Peloton, like, bike riding, because I'm like, I want to attack this day, because by the end of the day, I want to be able to look back and say, yeah, that mentally I thought it was going to be hard, but like I killed it. So now I'm making what's hard easy. And then lo and behold, people will be like, how's he successful? That's how. That's the secret. Lean into the hard things. Make the hard things easy.
Wow. So powerful. This is
A lot of us are crazy. It's no different than working out. Think about working out. If you think of life as a weight room, you walk in the weight room and that 225 pounds is heavy right now. Yeah. And a lot of people, they leave the weight room and they say, I can't lift that. And they figure I'm going to come back a year later and maybe I'll be strong enough to lift it. But it's not how it works, right? I got to go back into the weight room and I got to lift lighter weights and build and build and build and build. And then eventually at 225, I can lift it. But the goal is not to be able to lift it. The goal is to make it the warm up. So I keep lifting it. And then eventually I'm at 225, warm it up. And then I'm on to the next weight. And that's how I pursue life and the situations and the headaches that I run into. It's like, I'm just lifting the weights of life so that these weights get light.
Yes, that's amazing. I could talk about this stuff for hours, but thank you so much, Anthony, for hopping on. This is just it's so much fun.
I got you. No problem at all. Thank you for having me. I appreciate hanging out, enjoying it, and talking. If then you guys are tuning in and hanging out with us, this is fun.
Yes, thank you so much, Anthony, and I hope you stay well and healthy.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, talk to you later.
You too. Bye.
Bye.